So here I want to have a look at, hey, there it goes, little 3D printed box that I've made for this this trisensor. This is an Aeotec trisensor. It's got Z-Wave radio on it, so it basically hooks up to a Z-Wave network that I've got hooked up to a Raspberry Pi. And it's got a PIR sensor in it and temperature, humidity as well, and it can temperature and luminosity, so it can tell what temperature it is, tell how bright it is in the room, and it can sense people moving around in the room, which is quite nice. When the green light goes on, it means it's detected something moving in front of it. Now these generally come battery powered with one of those little chaps, and these are pretty expensive, and it also limits the usefulness of the sensor. Now that's fine if you've got it away from a power supply, but I'm quite lucky. I've got these power supplies here, which have actually, you can't quite see it there, but it goes into a bank of USBs that are fed directly from the mains. I got those all over the house. They're smart switches that are Wi-Fi connected. So I can actually, I've got power to power one of these. Now this, as anyone who knows what this battery is, what is it, a CR123A, is a lithium battery, and it supplies 3 volts. Now obviously USB supplies 5 volts, which is just a little bit too much for this chap, but by supplying it with a permanent power supply, I can adjust the rate at which it samples things like luminosity and temperature. Now when you've got it set up with the battery, it only samples about every 30 minutes or so, which is kind of okay, I guess. But I wanted to go a lot higher than that. I've got these sampling now at 30 seconds intervals instead, and that would flatten that battery pretty fast. I've got another one of these that I was running at sort of 5-minute samples, and the battery only lasted about 2 months before it went flat. So anyway, I came up with this idea. I've got a little USB connector here that I've cut the other end of the USB connector. This is only a power one. They're cheaper than the data ones because 2 of the lines aren't required. And that goes into this back box here, which is what you're looking at if you're looking at my Thingiverse page. And this little back box here, it's very simple and straightforward. I've got an off-the-shelf LM2596 buck converter in there. And what that does is it takes the power in from the USB, and it's adjustable, so you can set what output voltage it is, and that just reduces the output voltage down to 3 volts for the sensor itself, which is quite nice. And if you look in the back here, I've also done a print for a replacement battery effectively. It's got a screw in each end. If I just pull that out, it's quite tight fit. So I put a screw in each end as a terminal, and I've got the power going in there and there, and this basically is just a pseudo battery. So this thing, if I want to return it back to how it was originally with the battery cover, the battery just goes in, I can do that. So this is like a minimum impact hack that I've done here. So I push that back in again, and then I've got to line the cover up. Now the cover basically fits, oh there it goes, in fact it's just sensed that it's not, there we go. Is that going to come back on? Yeah, there we go. I've got to get this around the right way. This thing basically is just a friction fit, which is quite nice, if I get it right. There's a couple of lugs in there, so you have to put it in at one angle and then sort of lever it in like that. But I've made it so it's tight enough, and this case is flexible enough that it just clips in. Also there's a little sort of cutaway slot there that just gives it some more grip. So if you want to put one of these buck converters on one of these tri-sensors here to make them go off USB power, print off one of my things, and it's pretty easy to make. You shouldn't have any problem at all. So the sensor itself was like £44, which is quite a lot of money, but Z-Wave is like licensed, so it's quite expensive. You probably build something like this yourself with an ESP 2866 or an ESP32 with simple off-the-shelf sensor modules for like £10–15 at the very most to replace this, but you wouldn't be able to get the Z-Wave because you have to buy the licenses for that. It's really expensive, but it works quite well. I like the Z-Wave. It's very responsive, it's all localized, there's no cloud involved with it, and it's been around for a long time, so it's a well understood product. So there you go. This is the thing that you're going to be printing if you want to print this thing off, and that's how it all goes together. Thanks for watching.